Hi, everyone, and welcome to K-Pop Cosmos. So today, once again, joining me is my co-host Mark. Hey, Mark, how's it going?
Hey, Freya, it is going pretty well. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. So I'm really excited about today's episode because, and you know who it is, we're talking about a K-pop legend slash god, everyone's idol, the idols of idols, as you may say. Yes, I'm kind of biased towards him, and that is, of course, Taemin. Woo! I love me some Taemin. I love him so much. And I, for some reason, do not have my screen sharing with him. Here we go. So Taemin. Everyone knows Taemin. Everyone loves Taemin. And if you don't love Taemin, you're wrong. Just saying. So Lee Taemin is a soloist, but he's also a member of SHINee and SuperM. He debuted as a soloist August 18th, 2014, with his title track Danger from his mini album Ace. And he was the first member of SHINee to debut as a soloist. He's also the youngest of SHINee. So let's see. And his official fandom name is the Teammates, which is, oh, I guess it's Taymate because it's Taemin plus mate. Yeah, it means close friend and Taemin's closest best friend. So teammate, Taymate, I don't know. Same diff. His official fandom color is yellow. Let's see. Elite Taemin. Yeah, he was born in 1993. He is 5'9". See, he's not as short as he seems. He was born in Seoul, South Korea. He does have an older brother. He has two cats and a new cat. So I think he has three now. He's developing into a cat lady. He in SHINee, he was the main dancer, sub vocalist, and the maknae. In Super M, he's the main dancer, main vocalist, and the center. His nicknames are Handy Boy Taemin, Maknae Taemin, Tay Meme, Dancing Machine, Tay Mini, and Team. um, let's see. He transferred from Cheongdam High School to Hanlim Multi Arts School, and he was a musical film major at Myeongji University. Taemin trained since 2005 in SM open weekend audition casting. He is Catholic, which you can actually see a lot of imagery in his music videos for that. He is also fluent in Japanese. He is afraid of bugs, which I have seen as like 90% of all K-pop stars are. And I don't blame him. The bugs there are freaking huge. Let's see. He likes watching horror movies, though. His hobbies are listening to music, dancing, and playing the piano. He started studying the piano when he was in elementary school. He became interested in dance due to his older brother. He has a tendency to lose things, which is why he's the butt of many SHINee's jokes. He's also the youngest. He can take it. Taemin is known as Magic Hand Taemin because whenever he touches something, he either loses or breaks it. He often gets sick when traveling overseas. I totally get that traveling overseas is rough. I don't know how to say this without making it seem weird, but Taemin is not opposed to dating someone older or younger than him. He doesn't believe in the age gap thing. It doesn't bother him. Which I mean,
Okay.
I I can do 5 years younger, but like anything younger than that, I'm like, no. I feel like a babysitting at that point. Same with older. I can do about 10 years older, but before, if any more than that, I'm like, you can be like my parents. So I'm not gonna do that. um, he is close friends with Kai from EXO, Ravi from VIX, Jimin from BTS, Timoteo, sorry, from Hotshot, Sung Woon, which is he was a member of 101. He was a mentor on the show The Unit. I love seeing. Can I just say I love whenever Taemin shows up on the show because everyone freaks out. Like everyone freaks out, and they'll kind of like back away because
Mhm.
they're so like intimidated by it. But he's also really shy. Like when you see him in shows and people, he gets like any sort of attention, he gets like kind of super shy. It's really cute. It's adorable. Um, let's see. Taemin cried when Rain asked him to say something to Tomito from Hotshot after his performance on The Unit. And after that, Taemin said he hadn't cried like that before. Oh, sweetie. Sorry. I can't help it. He's like the idol that like everyone's like, oh, he's so hot. And I go, I'm more like, oh, he's so cute. I must protect him at all costs. You know, like gotta protect him. He's so sweet. He was in the show We Got Married. I love that show, by the way. He was paired with A Pink's New Daeun. I don't know how to say her name. I'm sorry. And he was also on the show Why Not the Dancer, which is where he got his nickname Team or
Okay.
Taeim. He enlisted in the military on May 31st, 2001. He was discharged on April 3rd, 2023. So with his military, he had a rough time. Because not everyone is suited for the military. You know, it's really hard. And so Taemin, when he went in, I don't remember what military. Oh, he was serving as a part of the military band because
Okay.
that's what his bandmate Key from SHINee did. And so he went into the military band. But on January 14th, only a couple months um, after he joined, they announced that he was going to complete his military service as a public service worker, which is essentially they get to go home. They can go to their own apartment. You know, they're kind of like the people who you see at your high school or whatever, or at the fairs and stuff. They're trying to get people to enlist, that
Yeah.
type of person. So he was transferred to do that because of his worsening symptoms of depression and panic disorder.
Aw.
Yeah, and it was really sweet because his members of the military band members, unit members, were like, "We're gonna miss him. He was such a great guy. He was so sweet. He was so nice. He tried his best. He was taking his meds on time, and everything." They're just like, he just couldn't. And we tried our best to make it, easy for him. Like even his unit loved him, and it was just like, oh, it's so sweet. And they're like, we're gonna miss him. We hope he's doing well, and blah blah. And it was just like, oh, that's so sad. I feel bad for him at the same time. I'm like, it's so sweet that all of his unit members, they weren't like, oh, he's just getting preferential treatment. They're like, no, he worked really hard, and we're really sad to see him go. And I'm like, why are you so sweet, everybody? Everyone loves you. Um, but then he finished his military service, and no one really talked bad about him. So I was like, I'm glad he got out of the military
Yeah.
unscathed. So it's just not everyone's suited for military life. Not everyone could be Minho, where he extended his military service because he wanted to do the Marine Corps thing where they drop you into the middle of the forest for 2 weeks and you have to survive on your own. Like that's the two. They're like, you're crazy because he was supposed to go home. Minho, sorry, different. Member of SHINee, but because they were talking about it when Taemin was nervous to go in. So Key was talking about his service, Onu was talking about his service, and Minho was talking about his service. And Minho joined like the branch that jumps out of planes and shit. Like I'm military man, dude. He said he had a blast. And so he said that he extended his stay by 2 weeks because he wanted to do this trek into the woods, be dumped out there and just survive. That type of service. And he wanted to do that. And he was talking about, and Taemin's there, he's talking about how he woke up to a centipede or something crawling on his neck in his sleeping bag.
Oh,
in the forest. And Taemin's look of utter disgust. He's like, no, I don't want to do that. And he's like, just join the military band. You'll be I was like, yeah, that's the two. That's the two options. Is like completely military bro, Minho, and then there's Tame, and he's like, I can't, I just can't.
yeah.
So all of SHINee is done with military service now. Let's see. On April 1st, so Taemin was part of SHINee, which is part of SM, but on March of 2024, Taemin confirmed via Bubble that he left SM Entertainment, but he's going to be a part of SHINee, kind of like Girls' Generation. Like the members are still technically a part of Girls' Generation, but they're with different companies. So that's
Sure, sure. It's like Blackpink is doing that too, where their solo efforts are completely different companies, like all different companies.
yeah,
But they're still Blackpink under the original contract.
yeah. So it's the same basic thing with Taemin, and then he signed under Big Planet Made or BPM Entertainment, which will handle all of his solo activities. And I think he had his first comeback with that company was about 6 months ago. I'm gonna say, I'm not sure, but I think it was about 6 months ago. So, Taemin. Like I said, he seems to get along with everyone. Chul from Super Junior made a comment about Taemin. He said something like, "Taemin's a jewel that walked into SM." So,
Yeah.
like, he is that he's like the diamond in the rough. He is very. He was born to be an entertainer, kind of like G Dragon. He was born for this. It feels like this was his calling in life. Um, and I agree. So it's Heyman also. He said that he taught himself how to dance because of his brother, which is why he said he took inspiration from Michael Jackson, which you can totally tell and see in his dance moves. And they actually have called him the Korean Michael Jackson before. So it's like Ailey was Korean Beyonce. He's Korean Michael Jackson, which, debate all you want about that. I think he is, I could definitely see that inspiration in his dance. And I love everything about Taemin. I just love him. Let's see. Also, Taemin, well, I guess she was friends with Key. So one of Beyonce's, speaking of Beyonce, one of Beyonce's choreographer has actually worked with SHINee quite a bit. And now in his Taemin's more recent release, Horizon, she choreographed that dance, and she's actually in the music video with him. And she performed on Ikigayo with
Oh,
him.
cool.
So, and that her name was Canny, I think I'm saying it, or Canny 16. She's also worked with Michael Jackson's for Cirque du Soleil, I think, and Ariana Grande. So she's a big name choreographer. Apparently, she's a big friend. She's a friend of Key, who's also in SHINee. She was in a show with him, and she started to nitpick him because Key's not very clean.
Right.
Also, Taemin. Let's see. Let's see. Look at little baby Taemin. That's his debut.
That's how I know him from. Is when because when SHINee first came out, Replay was and will forever be like my jam. Like I love
Oh,
that
heck
song.
yeah.
Even when it comes on, even when it pops up now, I'm still like, oh yeah, the song still hits. But the key of that whole like video performance is when Taemin gets his solo dance, and
Yeah.
it's fantastic, and it's iconic for some strange reason, and I love it. So whenever I think of Taemin, I mean luckily he's done a lot of different things, but the first image that comes to my mind is the replay dance solo, which I freaking love.
Yeah. And I love Replay. Replay is like one of the songs that was best debut song ever.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
iconic. Everyone still loves it. Unfortunately for me, I didn't get into SHINee until the very next comeback with Ring Ding Dong. So when I think of Baby Taemin, I think Ring Ding Dong Taemin. I missed replay Taemin, so I'm really sad about that. But yeah, that song is absolutely amazing, and I'm so glad they got away from the bowl cuts though, because I hate that hairstyle. It's so bad. I hate it, but he's so adorable. And here's his light stick, because he has an official light stick. So, of course, it does other colors, but there's the white, which is standard color. And then he does the shiny mint color for
Mhm.
SHINee. And then he has his fandom color, which was the yellow. So he also likes seeing the shiny sticks at his concerts as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And then here she is. This is Kani I was talking about. So this was at the Ikigayo, I think, from last year. And she's such a great dancer. Oh, so this. Okay. So sorry, I'm a huge SHINee. I have a showl, so I know all this stuff. So in this picture, I think that's Key and Minho have set the kitchen on fire. And then and Taemin's back over there playing video games. So the entire room's full of smoke, and he's just like playing video games, while the older members are like, "Ah, crap! What's going on? We got the kitchen on fire!"
Oh my god!
And that's just SHINee in a nutshell. That's Taemin, but he could be the youngest and not have any responsibilities. So he kind of has this weird dual personality. So you see him with SuperM, and he's kind of like Mama Bird with everyone with SuperM. And then when he's with SHINee, he's like, "Oh, the kitchen's on fire. Oh well, you guys deal with that. I'm gonna be playing video games. You deal with them." So he's super funny. So with the music, for him, his style is very, how to say it? I want to say sensual, but not like it's hard to say. He is predominantly pop and R&B, but he sometimes puts rock, hip hop, and other themes into it. His concepts cover from love to lust, self-discovery, philosophy, and faith. And like I said before, because he is Catholic, he has a lot of biblical references in his music videos. He does the cross pose a lot. That's been his thing for like ever. He always kind of does that. And he has such great control of his body. Like he's so fluid and smooth in his dancing. And I know I say I recommend dance videos, but like I really, really, really recommend watching Taemin's dance practices, and his live performances are for like amazing. I love his lives are so good. The mic is on. You can tell the mic's on. He is so good. Um, and I miss his SM girl gang, but you know, I miss saying the girls that I recognize all the time. So now that he's with a duo company, he has new backup dancers, but they're really, really good as well because he can get the best of the best because he's Taemin, you know? And I think he's currently on tour, and I'm really, really, really upset because I couldn't go because I had just finished a full week vacation and I can't take more time off.
Aww.
And I'm like, he's going to be near me, and I can't go because I can't take time off. And I'm just so sad because it's like, it's really hard to get tickets to him because when he goes to KCON, it sells out in like 5 minutes, and I can't get tickets. And I know that Key and Minho are in town too, but I can't get Taemin tickets because something pops up. But he's currently on tour. The fan cams of that are amazing. They're so good. Then he did a performance of one of his songs called like The Rizness, and he was on a platform that like rotated.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so he sinks it upside down, and then it rotates, and he's right side up, and then he goes upside down. He's all strapped in, and you know, I was like, you probably were having a panic attack. Like, we can't have you sing upside down. What happens if you fall? And it's just so much fun. And then he did, what was it? He was on a award show recently, and because he sang the whole thing live, people were like, oh my gosh, and he got so much attention from it. And he did the heavens drop where he did his little cross pose, and he like fell backwards, and it was
Mhm.
so cool. It's such a great performance. Watch his lives; they're all really good. And then he did one with really famous. It was Sayonara Hitori with a very famous with what's her name? Koharu Sugawara. She's a Japanese dancer, choreographer, and model, and she's really, really popular. She was on the show Hit the Stage with him, and they uh, performed their dance Sayonara on it, and they won first place.
Nice.
I think they got a perfect score. I don't know if anyone's ever beat that. And it was the second episode of season 1. I don't think anyone's ever gotten a perfect score since. But they were really good, and he performed that on Mama of that year. I think that was 2016. But like, so good. He knows all these people. It was so good. And then he performed Move. I think it was Move. At the Mulan, I want to say Mulan fashion show,
Oh yeah, that's
which
great. Yeah, I saw that.
yeah, and that caused a huge stir for internationals, and he's been on multiple billboards by himself for years, in like the top 5. You know, and it's just I love this man so much. He's like, usually I have like this thing where I go, well, idols are people, and I'm just gonna have low expectations for them and be like, so like if they do something bad, I'm like, well, I mean, I'm not surprised or disappointed. But with him, if he actually came out and was actually a scummy person, I think I would be heavily devastated. He's one of the very few like famous people. I would be absolutely devastated if I found out he was a horrible person. And I'm like, I really don't want that. Also with Taemin, as people probably noticed, he is very he's one of the first. What was it? Let's see. He frequently uses androgynous fashion and makeup since 2017, and he is recognized as a pioneer in the genderless performance trend among K-pop idols. So he's one of the very first to have done the very androgynous thing, and they kind of did that with SHINee Sherlock as well. He had the long hair in that. Um, but yeah, he wears corsets and all the shows the halter tops and stuff like that. And he's been doing that for years. So he's very androgynous in his performances and everything. And I think that's fantastic. I do like me some muscular dudes though. So like I like the range, but yeah, I love it. And that's why I think like his music's very, that's why I said I feel like it's sensual in a way, with like everything he does. But anyway, to the music and music videos. Um, I didn't have to really change up anything. I didn't have to like. I usually listen to Taemin on the daily anyway. So when we were doing this, I'm like, I'll just switch back to my normal playlist now. I love Taemin. So I have him on repeat all the time. For him, I I think my absolute favorite music video
Mhm.
is probably Criminal. I
Really?
Yeah, I love that the whole aesthetic, and I love all of the costuming and everything about it. It's just amazing, and I just love it. I love the dance as well. It's fantastic. Another one, I actually like all of his music videos. They're very, all of them are very artistic and just beautiful. Um, and then Two Kids was a really good one as well. And then, oh, another one I absolutely love is actually his Japanese version of Sayonara.
Mhm.
Sayonara Hito, but I love it because it feels like it's a trailer for a video, a JRPG.
Yeah.
It is. I love it so much. I'm like, yes, please. I love this music video. And so, and it's like very focused on him dancing. So it's just so good. And then when he turns into his dragon form, I just love it. But yeah, I like all of his music videos. I think they're all really well done. Even his like Like older ones are really really well done. Um, so yeah, what about you? What music videos and songs do you like?
So I did. I had just Taemin songs playing, just like random ones, before I watched the videos. So just so I could listen to some of the songs, some of his solo songs,
Mm,
and the Sayonara one really stood out. Just because the vocals are fantastic, and it's a really cool song. And I'm listening to it, I'm like, this feels like you could just kind of tell by the language. Like this feels like one of the Japanese releases.
mhm.
So then when I saw the video and I saw like the visuals of it, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. This is like an insanely beautifully visual video that happens to go with a really cool song. Without the visuals, it's still an amazing song. So I'm surprised that they kind of matched those two together. So that one I really like. I'm gonna have to say, being a Shiny fan, or knowing what I knew of Shiny and seeing that everyone was so excited that Taemin was finally gonna go solo, because it very much does feel like a Michael Jackson comparison. He's the
Mm,
youngest of the group. He's super talented, and as much as everyone loves the group, people would want to see what he's going to bring out as a soloist. Very much like Michael Jackson. So,
mhm.
his first video, Danger, where he's wearing like the sequin black jacket, and
Yeah.
it's very much inspired by Michael Jackson. That was like, oh, okay. Taemin's one of those artists that, uh, like Kai from EXO, you can you can just do like the minimal thing. Like people are gonna love it regardless, even if
Yeah.
it's just a black and white video of him staring into the camera, singing a ballad. Like it's gonna go to number one because people love him that much. He doesn't really have to do that much. So the fact that Danger is such an amazing video and an amazing song, like he comes out of the gate swinging. So Danger like blew me away. Drip Drop, the second video, and I'm like, come on, dude. Like that one blew me away. Him dancing out in the desert uh, with the backup dancers, that wide vista, uh, it's just amazing. And it's one of those things where it's like, all right, you're just kind of showing off. Like we know you're good. You don't have to like be like that good. Um, and then like one video that was a song that I absolutely loved, that was always in my playlist like years ago, before I even right when I was like really getting into just K-pop, just not in a video sense, but just music wise. He has a song called "Idea" that came out
Mhm.
2020, which is, I mean, the bass of that song is so good. It is such a powerful song, and it's just, again, it's very. Um, you said his music is sensual. I think that
Mhm.
that one is like Move is very feminine but powerful, and I think Idea is very masculine and powerful. So after I saw Move and I saw like his how he was kind of leaning in towards the androgynous kind of visuals and very kind of sleek and feminine. I'm like, oh, okay, that's the direction you're going. Good for you, dude. That's awesome. Uh, and I thought that was it. Like I didn't think he was ever gonna go back to like like the strong kind of masculine type of performance. So Idea came out, and I'm like, oh yeah, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, I think his early stuff, Danger, Drip Drop, is amazing. Move is just iconic at this point, and I think Idea is probably my favorite jam out of all of his.
Ah, yeah, it's a great song, and it's also a really great music video with all the feathers.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And then I don't know. Once again, all the imagery with everything. Um, yeah, with I'm just gonna bring up my niece. So my niece, she's really into K-pop now.
Oh, good.
She's old enough. She's in like third grade. Um, but she listens to what we listen to, obviously. She's like, I love the song Advice. And I'm like, "Oh, really?" She's like, "Yeah, it's so good. She loves it." And I'm like, I don't know if she knows the music video. I'm hoping she doesn't. She's in third grade, and he's just, and I was like, and so she, and I agree. I really like the song too because she really likes the piano part
Yeah.
that he plays. I'm like, yeah, it is very stunning visually and stuff. But I'm like, I really don't. I'm like, she's in third grade. I was watching NSYNC members being shirtless and stuff. So maybe, when you become older, you're like, oh God, maybe I shouldn't have been watching that. And I'm like, I don't know, but she loves Taemin and she loves that song. And the imagery in that one's great. And I love seeing him play the piano and everything with that. It's so good. But yeah, and then there is one music. So there is a music video that or song, I should say, that no matter how many times I listen to it, I still don't like it. And I know people are going to be like, what's wrong with you? And that is the song The Rizness. Now, with this one, I love the music video. I think it's an amazing music video. The concept's great because it's black and white, but the gold color stands out,
Mhm.
And when it's black and like he switches from wearing white and he switches to being in black, which he likes to do a lot with his imagery, is like innocence and white. You know, you know the other end being black, and like the demon arms from the girls when he's it's the angel demon imagery. It's just fantastic. But I'm like, I don't like the song. I
Oh,
love the music video, but I just don't like the song. And I'm like, I know people are going to be upset with me about that, but I'm like, I've re-listened to it again and again and again, but I just don't really like the song. And this is also the song he performed while upside down, but I'm like, I don't like the song. I love everything else about it. But like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. And that's like the only song that's like that with me because I didn't like Black Rose at first, but then I kept listening to it and I'm like, oh, okay, I really like this song now. I don't know. I don't know what it is. That's like the only. Sorry, guys. It's the only Taemin song I don't like. But yeah, I'm so glad to have caught him essentially as a rookie, and
yeah.
because it's just you seeing them grow and grow into what they want to do as musicians and artists, and he really very much is an artist. He takes time in every little aspect of everything to make sure it's perfect and it's great, and it's just beautiful. And then did you ever the song Press Your Number? Did you know who what's the term, co-produced that song?
Yes,
You
it
do?
was. There was a point years ago where it's like, okay, let's see the K-pop Western collaborations. Like, well,
Hmm.
what's artists do you know from here may have worked with artists from over there, and there's like a whole list of things. And I remember the name. I remember Bruno Mars' name being attached to someone, but I'm like, I don't remember. I don't remember who that was. So yeah, so then after coming across Pressure Number, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Forgot
It's this
about that.
one. It's this one. Yeah, and the funny thing is I didn't know that, and then when I learned it, I'm like, yeah, I can hear that.
Yeah.
Like because I like Bruno Mars, so I was like, yeah, I can totally hear Bruno Mars in this, like his essence in this song. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's why I like this song so much.
Yeah,
It's also a very sorry.
SM has a lot of money to buy
Mhm.
songs, so there's a whole litany. I'm sure there's like an entire uh, channel that's probably devoted to songs written by artists that SM bought for their artists, and I'm sure it's like a ton of them. So Bruno Mars having this one out in the open back in the day before he was like as big as he is, totally makes sense. I'm sure SM was like, oh, we like that, we would like to purchase that, thank you very much.
Yeah, I think was it Girls' Generation? I think we already talked about, but it was a Britney Spears song that they bought. It was, I think it was Girls' Generation that bought a Britney Spears song. But yeah, there are some YouTube channels that actually specifically talk about that. Like this song was written by this artist, Western
Yeah.
artist, but was bought by this company and is this song. And I'm like, oh, that's why it sounds like that. That's why
SM
it's
SM was the king of that. That was their one of their bread and butter things is just to buy popular songs from
Mhm.
America.
Yeah, and that's not even like even in the U.S. artists do that. So don't guys don't say that like they're copywriting or whatever. But that's actually a very common thing because excuse me. So like because I remember I don't even remember his name, but Pink she wrote a song and she just didn't have the space to put it on her current album. It was just kind of one of those like, well, I like all these songs better, so this one just kind of like not going to go on the album. So she sold the song to a different artist, and then he put it out, and it was an ultra mega hit. And then
Yes.
once I found out that it's because it's a Pink song that she wrote and she just didn't use. That's why I was like, no wonder it was so popular. Freaking Pink wrote it, and I'm like, it makes sense. I can't remember who the guy was because it was like a one hit wonder. He never after that song it was nothing.
Mhm.
But like it's very commonplace in the entertainment industry to do that. So it's like it's not it's not just as like how am I trying to say? It's not like SM is just doing something that's kind of shady. Everyone does it. It's just a lot of artists. That's just what they do. They just go, well, I'm not going to use this. So I think Megan Taylor Trainer did it, and like
Oh yeah,
it's just
yeah.
it's
I
it.
I know
Mm,
that there's uh it's crazy when Taylor Swift was dating God, I forgot one of the big music producers. I forgot his name.
which
Uh,
one?
he, she wrote a song. They wrote a song together,
Mhm.
and oh my God, I can't believe I can't remember this dude's name. But he gave the song to Rihanna, and it became like one of her biggest hits. And it's one of those things where no one really knew or cared. But then Taylor Swift did it in concert, and when I saw the clip of her singing that song, I'm like, holy crap, that is a Taylor Swift song. Like it
Yeah.
sounds like her. So now when I hear the Rihanna version, I'm like, oh yeah, that's totally Taylor Swift. So yeah, it's very common for an artist to write a song and not perform it and sell it to another artist. That's just common. But you got to have serious money in
Mhm.
K-pop to be like, we're not gonna just get people in Korea and Japan to write our songs. We're gonna spend that money and get some of that American songwriting talent to go on our albums, and that's I just think it's very cool.
Yeah, I do too, and I actually like finding out because 'cause I'm like, "Oh, I can hear that now. Oh,
Yeah,
I could totally hear I can hear Britney Spears in this. Oh," yeah, I could totally, so, um, I I love that, and, I don't know, I just the Bruno Mars thing, I was like, "Oh, that's fun to know. I like that." So, yeah, and then Taemin was also in girl, another he did another song. It was a collab. It had Trapped. It's called Trapped. Were you able to hear that song?
I did hear that song. Yeah, the harmonies in the chorus of that song are so amazing. It blew me away.
Yeah. And they also have a music video for that. And yeah, I was because it's Henry Q Hyun from Super Junior and Taemin, and yeah, the harmonies are just amazing. But Q Hyun is one of the powerhouse vocals, if
Hmm.
because we've never really talked about Super Junior, but like Kyuhyun is one of the powerhouse vocals, well, one of the best vocals, I should say, in K-pop. But that kind of goes without saying because SM as a company is known for their vocalists.
Right.
Um, that is just what the company's known for. And so, yeah, that song, the harmonizing and just everything, it was beautiful. I love that song. And then I believe Taemin did a performance for Mama. I want to say Mama, and he performed it with Sunmi from, I believe, Wonder
Oh,
Girls.
really? Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it. Hang on. Let me very. Yeah, it was Mama 2017. It was he performed Gashina and Move with her. It was great. She was
Fantastic.
great. He was great. Fantastic. I loved it. Um, because I love when my male K-poppies do these songs and performances with my female K-pop stars. That's why I like Troublemakers so much too.
Yes.
That was so good. But yeah, also Taemin, I just really think people should watch his live performances since he's been around for a long time, um, and his Mama performances. And he did I think it was MMA. Um, sorry, I'm like double checking it. um, he did one. I think, yeah, it was no, it was Mama again. Okay, well, it was Mama. He did Criminal Heaven an Idea at the 2020 Mama. And I believe this one, I think their theme was like kingdom or royalty or something. And so he had this throne that he, was it that one? And then maybe it wasn't Mama, maybe it was MMA. But like he had these feathers descending around him. And it was just so beautiful. Like and then he did his little pose. It was just, watch his live performances, people. He's just like, I don't want to say this because it might seem kind of sacrilege, but it's like it is like a godlike experience. It is so good. Like it's I don't know what to say. He's so good live. It's just, if you can go to a K-pop concert, and if you miraculously get Taemin tickets, like, you go. I don't care if you sleep on the street, you go. Like, it's just, he's so, like I said, it's the thoughts, how he plans every little intricate detail of his performances, and just, he's so good. And then of course I also recommend watching his idol reactions, because they lose their freaking minds every time he's around. But
No, I
he's,
did watch. I did watch. After he debuted with Danger, I believe the SHINee World, one of the SHINee World tours that happened after that, they had a spot for him to do his solo stuff, right?
mhm,
So, it's one thing to watch a performer go on go on to variety shows and do their their song, and you get the fan chants, you get the crowd singing back, and then, it's cute. You've at least I've grown accustomed to seeing that in that setting, right? The performers on stage, fans are in the crowd, they do the fan chants, and it sounds great. When he did Danger at the SHINee concert, like, the fan chants were so loud because there was thousands and
yeah,
thousands of fans there, and it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. It, like, obviously he's part of the group.
mhm,
Obviously, they carved out a little section for him to show off his solo stuff. But I did not expect like that many fans to be like that enthusiastic about his solo stuff. Like Danger, to me, I thought it was a really cool video. I never
mhm.
watched the SHINee concert at all. So seeing that clip, I was like, oh my God, he must have just like, this must have been like one of the biggest moments in K-pop for this solo artist to like do this. Cause seeing like tens of thousands of fans like all do the fan chant, oh, it was amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and that's, I miss my second gener so much. I can't, like, I'm so glad they're out doing stuff again. Like, 2NE1's out and doing stuff again, and G Dragon's back, and
Yeah.
it's just so great. And then also, for all of our In Hyphen fans, he recently, I think for the Gaio, is it Gaio? Okay, he did. Taemin performed with Nikki from In Hyphen, which I was happy to see, because Nikki was one of my favorite In Hyphen boys back in the day when I was voting for Island. I voted for Nikki, so I was super excited, and it was actually really good. It's a Gaio de Jejon from last year in December. That's what it is, and I highly recommend that too. And he did so good, so good. And Nikki has grown like 3 feet since I've last seen him. He's so tall now, but we'll talk. I don't think we've talked about In Hyphen. We'll talk about them. But like, have we talked about In Hyphen before?
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay, well, they're on the list. So, but Taemin, the thing with him is, I like, like I said, I'm just obsessed with him. To be perfectly honest, I love everything about him. And not in like, oh, he's hot. Like I said, it's more of like, mama bear must protect this cute, innocent cinnamon roll type person. Um, but I love seeing him in shows. Like the We Got Married. It was nice to see him kind of being shy, you know, being his personality. I like seeing him with Super Junior, not Super Junior, Super M.
Yeah.
While they were still doing, I don't know what's going on with Super M anymore. And seeing him interact with Kai, who is his really good friend, and Baekhyun, who I think, is friends with, but they're like not best friends, but they get along fine. And with all the other guys, and I like seeing everyone how he is the idol of idols. Like everyone knows Taemin, everyone loves Taemin. They idolize him even as other idols, and so they freak out. So I like seeing him on these shows because I think it's hilarious how everyone goes, "Ah, it's Taemin! Oh my god!" Even the guys are like, "Ah!" And like one of them, I was watching. He had one of Taemin's like photo cards slipped into his phone case. Because they didn't know Taemin was going to be there, and they're like, "Well, who's your favorite idol?" And they're like, "Oh, Taemin, Taemin, Taemin." Guys, like, I love Taemin, and he shows this one. He's like, "He's on the back of my phone.
Oh
I
my
love Taemin." And like the other guys, like, I went to a Taemin concert, and these were all idols. And like, I went to a Taemin concert recently, and I fell in love with him again. They're like, "Oh my gosh!" And then they lift up the blinds, and Taemin's sitting right next to him, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed." He's like, "Ah." I love it, but like he's that type of person. He seems so sweet. Like I said, I'd be absolutely devastated if he turned out to be like Seungri, you know.
Oh God, don't even say that.
I would be devastated. I think I'd walk away from K-pop, to be perfectly honest. Like I can't do it because they're people and they make mistakes, but like some mistakes, man, like I can't. But yeah, I would be absolutely devastated if I found out he was not a good person. Like doing, like if he got drunk or something, that's different. But like, you know. But anyway, sorry, I'm just like going all over the place with him. I can't contain myself.
I do think it is kind of odd that he left SM Entertainment because he was
Mhm.
with them for so long, and it's not like they didn't encourage his solo activities. It's not like they didn't really um they didn't invest in him, you know what I mean? Like his music videos are still amazing. His
Mhm.
performances were still like well produced. Like there's it it kind of makes you wonder like what's going on at SM, and I know they've had a lot of crap over the past couple of years, but it seems kind of odd that he would leave SM for his solo stuff with a company that I don't think Taemin might be their only artist. Like I haven't heard of BPM at all. Uh, so it does kind of make me wonder, like, how bad is it at SM Entertainment?
So I have a theory about that. And I don't really I kind of want to say it, but at the same time, I have to think, I have to choose my words carefully. So, when did Guilty come out? Let's see.
Guilty was October 23.
Okay. So, October. So, my theory was so during the let me just double check this. During that time, so Guilty came out in October, and then soon after we have all the award shows, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Um, so you would think that they would have Taemin perform at the end of a year shows for Guilty, right?
Sure.
Um, but, and I'm not saying he did not do a good job, but who did so what happened is they told Taemin, you can't perform Guilty at Golden Disc Awards. And he goes, okay, so I have a theory. So they told him he couldn't perform Guilty,
Mm-hmm.
but they made Yoojin from TXT. I love TXT. Nothing on him. Don't come at me. Okay. They had Yoojin perform Guilty
Whoa.
at Golden Disc Awards, not Taemin.
Okay.
Yes. And Golden Disc Awards came out. It was like a couple months after Guilty came out. Taemin hadn't even performed it live yet. So my theory is, no proof, just a theory. Don't come at me. My theory is that was the final straw for him. Of course, he didn't say anything negative because it's not Eugen's or it's not TXT's fault. It's not their fault. My theory is that was the final straw for Taemin, that they had a different group perform his song even before he was allowed to. And they told him he couldn't perform it, but this other person's going to perform it. Because they had to get permission from SM in order to let TXT's Eugen perform it. So SM let them do it. And they told Taemin, you can't perform it. Because he was talking about how excited he was to perform it. And then he stopped talking about it. So that's my theory. My theory is he got pissed off because they told him, you can't perform your own song at the award shows at the end of the year, but we're going to have TXT do it, who's from a completely different company, who had to get our okay for your song to be performed. And they're going to perform it because they paid us. That's my theory. And then he left soon after.
Yeah, like 3 months later, he leaves SM, so you might be onto something.
So that's my theory. There's probably some other stuff. I might be completely wrong. Once again, no hate on TXT. All of these idols are controlled by their companies. So, I'm not hating on anyone. I'm just saying that is my theory. Because if I was Taemin, I would be absolutely pissed.
Oh, yeah.
Be like, I wrote this song. I choreographed this song. And I'm not even allowed to fucking perform it first. Like, are you kidding me? So that's my theory. Like I said, don't come at me. Don't come at anyone. It's just a theory. So that's what I think might have happened because I can't really think of anything else. Like I said, there might have been a lot of internal quiet stuff.
Yeah.
So because he left, and then I think another member of SHINee left as well. I think Onu left. Who it is?
Yes. Yeah, I just saw a video of him, a vlog of him walking around New York City, like, with his filming himself. And I'm like, do people realize that a member of SHINee is just walking around New York City? Like, probably
not. It's New York.
That's
amazing. Well, the thing is, though, with us and our celebrities is like Sundance. We walk around our celebrities all the time, and no one really like bats an eye. Some of us will ask for autographs or photos, but like, I don't know. I walked past what's his name? The guy who was Pippin in Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah.
He looked at me, I looked at him, and we said hi, and then he walked away. Draco Malfoy was behind my friend in line at a pizza joint with his wife, and he turned around and went, "Are you Draco Malfoy?" And he goes, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, hi." He's like, "Hey." They went on with their life.
Nice.
So, I mean, we're just kind of like, oh, celebrities, yo, what's up, man? And then we just walk away. We don't care. But yeah, if I saw him, I'd be like, is that Onu? Like, no. No, why would he be here? I think I'd pass out if I ran into Taemin or Minho or Key or honestly,
just walking around filming themselves, making content for their YouTube channel.
Yeah, I think I'd pass out if I ran into Minho because damn, that dude's attractive. I like too hot. Oh my gosh. But I felt the same way around Jason Momoa. Granted, that dude's like 6'7", but like I was like, hi. He's like, yo, what's up? Like, I feel very intimidated right now. Jason Momoa was awesome. But like, it's just, yeah, I don't know. But also some people in certain cities, because they have like Koreatown and stuff, people don't think of it. They just go, oh, Asian person. Kind of like I just walk past white people. I'm like,
sure.
White person, But you don't think, oh, maybe that's a celebrity from another country, I mean, it's just, it is what it is. Because we're so used to multiculturalism. Like, it's not like when you go to Japan and everyone's just like looking at you because you're not Asian.
Right.
Oh, it's the most awkward thing ever about going there. Just everyone stops and looks at you and you're like, I'm not anyone. Please leave me alone. I'm not a celebrity. Please don't ask for a picture. But yeah, no, I think I would have freaked out if I would have been so upset if I was in New York at the same time as Onu and I found out that he was recording himself and I was like, I was just there.
Yeah.
I was there.
You're watching his vlog and you see yourself walk behind him.
Oh, God. Oh, God. I would die. I'd be like, oh my gosh, I miss him. I'm so upset with myself. Granted, I probably wouldn't approach him anyway. I'd want to like give them space, but yeah, I love that. I feel sad about them not being able to walk around in Korea because they get recognized all the time.
Mhm.
But I do like seeing them when they go out of Korea. They can just walk around and be normal people. I mean, which comes with its own risks, but like like June from God.
Yeah.
He almost got in a fist fight because they were trying to steal his backpack, and then they're like, "Oh crap, there's camera crew around. Maybe we should." But he was so California. He's like, "You want to go?" And he's taking his backpack off. He's like getting in the stands, like, "You want to go?"
Yeah. Love him.
I love June so much. But yeah, I was like, anyway, back to Taemin. We're just going off on all sorts of tangents. Taemin, some final thoughts for him. He is legendary. He is the idol of idols. Korean Michael Jackson, I don't care if you agree with the name, but popularity wise with him, it kind of fit, and with style and everything. I totally get why he got that nickname. Um, I love Michael Jackson, honestly. I just and
Mhm.
even his background is kind of similar. Well, like with the group, within the group, it's similar because he's the youngest and all that. But he also, from what my research, he didn't seem to have a sad upbringing, which is nice to see. um, the only sad thing is I don't even know how true it is, but I heard it, so who knows. He did not sing a lot in the beginning because he was not very good at singing, and so he would practice by himself. He's one of those idols who slept in the practice room to practice alone, which you can see his hard work definitely paid off. He is very, very good. Plus, SM has like the best vocal coaches ever. Um, he is fantastic. He is pretty much angelic. His
Mhm.
fans call him call him an angel. Um, and I love his imagery. I love everything about him. I'm very excited to see what he continues to do in his career as an artist and everything. And I want to see more of him. I hope he does another world tour so I can hopefully go this time and have enough time off to go and miraculously get tickets because they're freaking impossible. Yeah, like KCON, they announced him and like it was you would never get tickets. It was just insane. But yeah, he's fantastic. I highly recommend him. I highly recommend his dance videos and everything. And once again, with SHINee, they were the ones who created the dance practice videos because their leader Junghoon uploaded the video without permission. And they're very much leaders in a lot of things that we find commonplace today in K-pop. And I just I love him, and I wish him the best in his career and just life in general. Honestly, highly recommend. 100%. I made my parents watch him and they like him. So,
There you go.
yeah, I made my family watch him. My mom's like, "Hey, where's?" She even asked me. She's like, how's that dancer guy doing?" And I'm like, "Taemin." She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, he's doing great. You want to watch his new music video?" Sure. Yeah, I share him a little too. I'm a little too. It's like a proud mom moment. It's like he's so good. Look at my baby go. Anyway, yeah, highly recommend. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I knew of Taemin, like I said before, because he was the baby in SHINee. So I've always thought of him as like the little brother of the group that gets his moment to shine
Mhm.
with the classic dance and replay. So I've always, and because of his strong dancing abilities, I've always thought of him as just a performer and a dancer. But he actually can sing. Like
Mhm.
when you said that, he didn't really sing before, and I picked up on it. Like it didn't seem like they really showcased his vocals. SHINee did in the beginning, but so I wasn't really expecting him to be like a great singer now, but he has fantastic vocals now.
Mhm.
Like he's really good. His killing voice episode was fantastic. So the fact that he's able to he's able to come out of the shadow of, because SHINee isn't like they're not like a run of the mill K-pop group. Like they are one of the iconic groups, right? So
Princes of K-pop. Yep.
yes, exactly. So that's a lot to live up to. So the fact that he's able to strike out on his own, not completely be under the shadow of them, kind of carve a name for himself in as a solo artist, and then still be able to push things forward artistically, whether it's leaning into the androgyny of his music videos, whether it's showcasing his vocals, showcasing his dancing abilities, putting religious imagery in his videos. Like no matter what he's pushing forward, and I think the fact that the fact that he left SM, I do still kind of worry about that, but I'm glad that he landed a place that's going to let him continue to do that. And I
Mhm.
really hope that he continues to kind of push the envelope forward. I'm not sure. I like his earlier stuff. I'm not 100% sold on like the newer stuff. I mean, Sexy in the Air.
Oh yeah, I
uh,
hear that as sex is in the air, not sexy in the air.
exactly. So that one I like, and I liked how that you watch the video and it ends with the beginning of Horizon.
Hmm.
So it kind of like leads into it. So I like that he's still, the label that he's with is willing to help him push his artistic ideas forward. But I hope that his music also goes forward artistically too, because he's fantastic. He's an amazing soloist, and I also can't wait for a SHINee comeback. Like
Yeah,
I know this isn't the time to talk about it, but he's so good. I'm like, yeah, I kind of want to see him now with the other guys back again.
yeah. They are doing a SM family concert, but unfortunately, Taemin, due to his Imperium tour, and Onu, I don't think Onu is going to be there either. So it's just going to be Minho and Key.
Yeah, because Onu isn't with SM either. So,
Yeah, yeah.
so yeah, a full SHINee comeback. I am very much anticipating that.
I
But
hope
in the
so.
meantime, shout out to Taemin for doing his thing.
Yeah. All right. I just want to keep talking about them, but anyway, thank you guys once again for joining us for K-pop Cosmos. You can also catch me over on YouTube. I finally got around to changing my YouTube channel name. So
Hey,
yeah, it's smaller. So it is now Freyja VT for VTuber. So it's Freyja VT. I genuinely I play generally otome games and visual novels, but I do play other games as well. I am currently finishing up Cupid Parasite, and I'm going to be starting Versatility Evermore Error Salvation. I have never played that game before. Don't know anything about it. I'm going in blind, and I'm hoping it's good. So you can catch me once again on Freyja VT on YouTube. And what do you got going on, Mark?
so you can catch me every week on Soul Wizard Podcast. Me, Joey, and Aubrey, we get together and we discuss new movies and TV shows that have hit theaters. We have done Novocaine, the new action comedy that came out this week. Coming up, we will be doing Disney Snow White, offering our opinions on that, and I'm sure they're going to be very unique. So, for new movie reviews, movie and TV shows, soulwizardpodcast.com, Facebook, Twitter, and all of that stuff.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you guys once again for joining us, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye, everybody.